You suffer from sleeping problems? Do you tend to want to sleep 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 hours a day and you still wake up feeling sleepy and tired? Well, let me give you some suggestions to help you with those, okay? Because I used to be that person. I spent most of my life waking up sleepy, yawning all the time, lacking in energy, and well, it just wasn't great, okay? So I'd like to give you some information that might help you in dealing with your problems, okay? First of all, I did a separate video about the auto CPAP machine that I use that helps me sleep well every night because I suffer from sleep apnea. That's where you stop breathing. If you snore, you might have sleep apnea. If you ever wake up gasping for breath or really like that kind of thing, you might have sleep apnea. In fact, you probably do in that case. If you have problems with falling asleep, that not because of breathing, but you're just having trouble, that probably is insomnia. I can help you with that too. But if you're having problems with sleep apnea, what you need to do is very simple. Go to the doctor. Tell the doctor you're having trouble sleeping. Now, if you wake yourself up because your legs and arms are jerking around in your sleep, that's a different problem. That's called restless leg syndrome. And you can also ask your doctor for help with that. In fact, you can ask your doctor for help with narcolepsy, hyperlepsy, sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, insomnia, and all those things. But I have a simple solution that will help you with your insomnia. Now, for those of you who are familiar with meditation or mindfulness, which is the basic form of meditation, which has a little bit of a different thruster than most meditation techniques, this will be something that you'll want to keep in mind, okay? So mindfulness, the goal is for you to be more aware of what's going on in your head. Not just the environment around you, but what's happening up here. Because we tend not to be trained to understand that when you've got all these emotions swirling around in your head for hours and hours or days and days or weeks and weeks, that's not good for you. We don't get that information in school. And it's a fact that it's a big problem. It leads to mental disorders. It leads to lots and lots of mistakes in your life. So what we're going to do right now, we can't focus on everything. I'll address those issues in another video. But what I want you to do is not mindfulness, because mindfulness is not going to actually help you with the situation, except for to become aware of what's happening up in here. And then I want you to take it to the point where you're dissipating or getting rid of those negative emotional tornadoes in your head, okay? So the first step that you need to engage in is to be aware that you are struggling up here. Maybe it's not an emotional tornado, okay? Maybe it could just be that you are deep in thought, or you have a lot of things going on. You're worried about this, that, and the other thing, or you wake up in the middle of the night and you are aware of the fact that, gosh, I may have forgotten to set my alarm or something like that. And you get concerned about these things, and it distracts you from going back to sleep, or it keeps you from going to sleep. So what I want you to do, first of all, is I want you to acknowledge that you have this problem with insomnia. The second thing that you need to do is start doing slow, deep breathing. The Chinese call it Qigong. It's called abdominal breathing, which means you breathe down to here, not up to here. So the difference is very, very simple. When you breathe to here, you're filling up your rib cage. Your rib cage limits your breathing. You'll see your shoulders go up and down. Can you see that? But when you're breathing into your stomach instead, your shoulders don't go up and down. See? Now, traditionally in Qigong, you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, but you can also breathe out in through your mouth and out through your nose, or just in and out, one or the other. For people who have bad stuffed up noses, you won't be able to use your nose at all. So it's whichever way you feel comfortable with. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to focus on your breathing, okay? And as you're lying down in your bed, you're breathing into your stomach. So it looks kind of like this. Now I want you to slow down that breathing until you can get it to about 4 seconds in and 4 seconds out. Okay? When you can do that, That's going to really help you. And I want you to focus as much of your attention on your breathing as you possibly can. At the same time that you're doing that, I want you to also try to stop thinking about the things that were bothering you. Okay? If it's something important, like you need to make sure your alarm is set, well, set it. But if you've already checked it, don't set it. Ignore it because it's already set. Let it go. You got to learn to let go of things. This is going to take practice. Don't give up the first, second, or thousandth time. You have to keep on going. Thomas Edison took 1,000 tries. A lot of famous people tried and tried and tried and tried until they finally succeeded, and it's the same for you. You're going to have to train yourself and change the habits in your brain to form new habits. And that means you're actually rewiring your brain, so to speak. You're changing the neural pathways in your brain so that the old habits eventually erode away, and the new habits are replaced in the neural pathways in your brain, which I mean by the nerves, the connections. So the first thing that you need to do in that respect is you just need to let go. Just try to turn off your emotions. When I started doing this, when I figured this out, I actually had to tell myself to shut up. I actually had to say to my brain, shut up, stop talking, leave me alone, just be quiet, no thinking. I actually had to do that, and it helped. Believe it or not, it helped. You may want to look in a mirror. If you're a visual person, looking in a mirror can be helpful. So just get your brain to calm down. Get yourself to stop paying attention to whatever it is you're paying attention to, no matter how important it may have been at the time. You need to let it go, otherwise you're not going to sleep well. And you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and you're going to start thinking about it again. You're never going to be able to get good sleep as long as you're allowing these emotional tornadoes or these worries or whatever they are to keep you from sleeping. So just breathe deeply and slowly in and out and clear your thoughts. Focus on the sound of the breathing. So make a little noise if you must, or you can hunt or you can chant or whatever. Sorry, not hunt. You can hum or chant or do something like that, something that takes your mind off of what's happening in your mind. And then also on top of that, feel the temperature of the air going in and out. You'll notice a temperature difference. It should be one temperature going in and a different temperature going out, unless it's really super hot, and then it's just going to all feel hot. And you feel the movement of it over your lips and your tongue and the back of your throat, and feel your muscles working to move it as you consciously breathe into your tummy, filling it like a balloon and deflating it like a balloon over and over again. And keep on doing that and pay attention to every aspect of your breathing, and you'll find yourself slowly distracting yourself from your thoughts. If your thoughts wander back to the things that were bothering you, it's okay. Let it go again. You may go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but it's okay because ultimately you will eventually get to the point where you're not thinking. Now, here's the thing. Emotions are like fire, and they are caused by the thoughts that you're thinking of. Oh, sorry, not fire. Let me rephrase that. The thoughts that you're thinking about, the problems you have, those are the fire. And your emotions feed on that and become, the flames, I guess you could say. So the thing you're thinking about is the fuel, okay? And when you think about that, it spikes your emotions, and that's the fire. Okay, when you take away that fuel, when you take away the thoughts about whatever it is that's bothering you, you remove the fuel, there cannot be any more fire. It's very simple, okay, and it works. I've done it. I've helped many people with this. I've taught many people about this, and I hope that this will help you. Please go ahead and try it night after night, and don't worry. It will take time, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now, I want to give you a warning. What I experienced, and this may be different for you, but what I experienced after I got my brain to stop thinking when I was going to sleep was it would start to show me pictures. Now, sometimes these pictures were very interesting, but what I quickly learned was it was a trap. It was another form of thought, because behind, I guess you could say, the words that we think are pictures. So my brain was trying to distract me into thinking again by throwing pictures at me. Well, all I did was I looked at the pictures. I didn't respond to them. I didn't think about them. I didn't enjoy them. I just let them come and go as they will. And eventually my brain stopped sending me those pictures. So I got to the point where I would lie down, I would stop thinking, I wouldn't have any pictures, and within a minute now, I can fall asleep under most circumstances. Now, granted, if there are ants chewing on me or something, that's not going to happen. But I can, when I'm at work, if I need a nap, I can take a 15-minute nap just like that. Okay? I can lie down in most places, not even my own home, and I can fall asleep just like that because I can do this, and you can do it too. And the funny thing is my mom learned to do it completely independently of me. And one day we were just talking, and she said, "Well, this is what I do." I said, "Wow, that's what I do too. How'd you?" And we learned it completely independently of each other. So if we can learn it independently of each other and do it successfully, you can too. Now, if you have any questions, please put them down below in the comments, okay? And again, don't give up. It takes practice, just like mindfulness, just like meditation, but you can do it, okay? Give it a shot.